Now, White Pine County Daily News with Wyatt Cox.
KELY News brought to you by Sahara Motors. Time to get back to the grind after one more trail on the Kawasaki KLX 300R. Check one out today at Sahara Motors. We haven't seen much of that monsoonal moisture yet in White Pine County. Well, out at Yellen Field anyway. Only 0.2 of an inch of precipitation out at Yellen Field. Seems like we got more than that here on Georgetown Ranch. Hopefully we'll see more over the next few days. Showers and thunderstorms in the forecast again today. The high of just 83. First day of school across White Pine County. Sheriff Scott Henroyd reminds parents and drivers keep safety in mind. Slow down in those school zones. Do not pass a stopped school bus. That's a big ticket. Parents are urged to review drop-off and pick-up rules with their kids. Make sure younger students know how to safely cross the street. Single-lane traffic on Aultman in front of the middle school downtown today. It's best you head across Lyons to drop off behind the school or in front of the library on Clark Street. White Pine County Commission agenda for Wednesday's 9 a.m. meeting includes a new billing schedule for the Fire Commission and ratifying a grant to cover half the cost of a new ambulance. There will also be major road projects reviewed and votings on repurposing a job position from a lead mechanic senior to an equipment operator senior, along with a $445,000 purchase of a rock crusher. And the county will once again try to sell that property at 27 Connors Court. By statute, they have to have a minimum bid of $225,000. That's the appraised value of the property. They'll also hold a public hearing on Ordinance 550, which will dedicate tax revenue from a 640-acre parcel to benefit Yellen Field Airport, schools, fire service, and the senior center. The parcel originally thought to be for a solar farm, now thought to be for a data center. Ely City Council meets Thursday at 5 at the Volunteer Fire Hall. A public hearing on the agenda for more than $4 million in proposed community development block grant projects, including wastewater, water line, and sewer improvements. Redevelopment grants on the agenda as well. And more action on the revoked license of White Pine Mobile Park, revocation delayed to give residents time to find alternative housing. Several items on the Sheriff's Office agenda over the last week. Deputies responding to multiple calls, including juveniles and adults contemplating self-harm, drug paraphernalia found in a residence, and a string of suspicious subjects and disturbances in Ely. Other reports including vandalism, trespassing, reckless driving, fraud cases under investigation. Thursday, deputies investigated reports of shots fired in a county neighborhood, trespassing at a local business, phone scams claiming to be Homeland Security, lightning strikes sparking 2 fires, both turned over to the BLM, and they appear to be under control. On Friday, deputies investigated multiple reckless driving reports on highways and county roads, including one accident involving 2 vehicles, several parking violations, and an abandoned vehicle in Ely resolved with warnings. Other reports included trespassing juveniles on train tracks, cattle running loose in a town site, and a deer struck on a highway. Deputies also responded to 2 separate harassment complaints in Ely and investigated suspicious activity near a commercial building. No problems were found. One new booking, Edgar Uliosea, an Ely State Prison inmate arrested for attempted murder with a deadly weapon. Turning to sports, it wasn't pretty Friday night. The Bobcat football team couldn't get on the board against the Longhorns and left Battle Mountain with a 52-0 loss. The boys head to Spanish Fork Friday to take on the similarly winless American Leadership Academy Eagles in a 7 o'clock Mountain Time contest. Meanwhile, Ladycat's volleyball team 8-1 after a pair of victories over Battle Mountain. The Ladycats winning 2-1 on Friday, 2-0 on Saturday. Ladycats' only loss this season is against longtime rival Lincoln County. Ladycats have a couple of weeks off before they go back on the courts to take on Green Valley Christian in Las Vegas on the 12th. And a couple of other notes. Containment on the Cottonwood Peak Fire north of Tuscarosa has doubled again. It's now at 40%, but the fire continues to grow. It has burned more than 132,000 acres since it started August 15th, more than 1,000 personnel on scene. And Nevada State Police advised this morning Nevada Highway Patrol and the dispatch phone lines are working again and in service. They had been down for some time over the weekend. However, administrative in-office and online services will not be available due to a statewide network issue. Governor's Technology Office is working to resolve the issue. And Kennecat, the railroad cat, still out on an unscheduled adventure. Orange with white paws, a black collar, and he is a beloved kitten. Big cat, really. Help bring him back to the Nevada Northern Railway. There's a $250 reward being offered. Call 775-289-2085 if you spot Kenny. At 8:20 for Sahara Motors, that's your first check of news from the state of Nevada.
You see lots of commercials on television telling you to drive a little and save a lot. Dealers wanting you to drive to Salt Lake, Elko, Reno, and even Las Vegas. But ask them one question. What happens if there's a problem? Do you have to drive 3, 4, or even 6 hours to get service? Here at Sahara Motors in Ely, we service everything we sell right here in White Pine County. Shop here first, get our best deal, and you get that best deal by telling Shauna that Wyatt sent you by. Then if you want, shop other places. When you account for the drive, you'll find that it pays you to be a part of the Sahara Motors family. Stop by Sahara Motors, just about a mile north of Ely on US 93. Sahara Motors, we are White Pine proud.
Tell Shauna Wyatt sent you by.